Turn with me to Isaiah 53 in your Bibles. Are you all ready? Record loud. Isaiah 53 in your Bibles. If it was ever a trying time in life, it's now. If you ever needed a Savior, it will be displayed this season. I'm just so grateful that every test and every trial leads to a change me and a relationship with God. I'm persuaded that I never want to be me. I never want to go back to my ideology, my way of thinking, my emotions and my feelings. I realize that really living with God is the outward man perishing and the inward man being renewed. This is the most wonderful life you can live. You can survive and change. Filling the vessel, there's no problem with filling a vessel. It's making the vessel. The vessel was marred in the hand of a potter. I'm just so grateful for my place in holiness. And this is something that you probably can't just tell someone. It's something got to be embedded in your heart. I know that he saved the sinner when he saved me. If there was a time that you really needed to be with a closer walk with God, tell somebody the time is not. So how is it possible, to just be living, speaking in tongues and shouting and still being full of yourself? And religion has boiled down to tongues. Somebody saying touch your neighbor, somebody in their charisma. And a true relationship with God is really a suffering with him and being rejected by your own. Isaiah 53, I just wanted to take a glimpse at the life of Jesus Christ. Now, mind you, he said that he is our example, and then we're supposed to be just like him. Isaiah 53, and start reading at the first verse.
Who hath believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground. He has no form nor comeliness.
Let's look at the structure of his body and how he chose to form himself. We're going to say he had what? Read.
He hath no form nor comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him.
Now, remember, this is all by Jesus' choice, the way he structured himself, the way he chose to be developed in humanity. No comeliness, no beauty, not even desire. He purposely manufactured himself in a way that only way that you could connect with him is with a relationship with him. It couldn't be with no human emotions. He have no form, no comeliness. And when we shall see him, there's no beauty that we should desire him. You could not use no human emotions to connect with him. It had to be a relationship from your heart. Isaiah 53:3.
He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And we hid as it were our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not.
He purposely manufactured himself in a way that people wouldn't even like him. If they relied on their emotions, relied on their personal desires, because when you come to God, you can want what you want. You're going to find out life ain't going to go the way you want it to go. You either conform to the way, and Jesus is the way, his way that he designed for you. And he hasn't even manufactured himself where you can take your human emotions and love him. Matter of fact, if you continue to operate in your flesh, you're going to eventually despise him, reject him. That's where we can go in our humanity, in our state. Because he manufactured himself so that you can't use those qualities that are in your, what man say is common sense. No part of your natural being could connect with humanity of Christ because he didn't design himself where he was tall, dark, and handsome. Tell somebody it's a connection in the heart. It's a heart connection. You know? There ain't no outward connection. There's got to be an inward connection with him. There's something inside of me, I realized that I can't live without him. Now we are very familiar with these scriptures, but a lot of times we just stop right here. We don't go all the way to see the process. Isaiah 53:4 reads.
Surely he hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted.
Now listen. A lot of you all live in this here, and you getting mad. Surely he hath borne our grief, carried our sorrows, yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. Now he took all our burdens and all our sorrows, but we esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. It's just like somebody loving somebody, but they're not getting back in return what they gave out. So he's taking care of us, but what are you giving back now? Because you actually coming along, tell somebody you're coming along just like him. You're coming along just like him, and you getting mad. Because you caring, trying to help, but you ain't getting in return what you're giving out. And you don't see that he's making you just like him. And you sitting there becoming bitter because you're becoming like him. You conforming to him. He's taking you the route that he took. So how do we get this closer walk? Tell somebody you got to carry your cross. Folk get mad about the cross. Get mad about the sin process. Let's keep on reading Isaiah 53:5. Read.
But he was wounded for our
I
transgressions.
done got used to living around animosity. I done got used to living around people who fake like they really care for you. I done got used to living in certain conditions, being around people who smile in your face and really stab you in your back. I done got used to living around that environment. Y'all don't want to hear the truth. And you can get it on your job, you can find it in the church, you can find it in your personal life, you can find it in your family. Tell somebody it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Animosity and hatred, being fake, is everywhere. And you ain't real because you say what's out your mouth. Anybody can conform and do what they want to do, but freedom is being able to do what God said do. The freedom ain't being able to do what I want to do. I just pour out to you and say, let me tell you something, I don't like you. You know, so I'm just being 100. Nah. If you tell me to shut up, my freedom is to shut up. Tell somebody we want real freedom. The Bible says who the Son set free is free indeed. Freedom ain't me being able to do what I want to do, say what I want to say, feel the way I want to feel. He got to take over my very being in order for me to really be free in this life and be happy in this life. I want what he wants me to have. You can want something so bad, tell somebody until you get it. You can want that thing so bad, you will get it just the way you want it. You'll find out you ain't got no good taste. You sure know how to pick out the wrong thing. Y'all love the Lord? Somebody tell God thank you. You think you got good taste. I know how to pick them out. No, you don't. I need help in every aspect of my life. I need him to help. I don't want to make no decisions, especially in these times right now. I don't want to make no decision without him. I'm not trying to be popular. I'm not trying to be accepted by. Sometimes doing what God said do going to create enemies in the house and out the house. Somebody need to tell the truth. Anybody got a test on their job? That's a sign that you saved. Somebody ought to tell you. I mean, these people going home now working and still complaining. You need to talk to some of these people got to get up and go to the warehouse somewhere. I mean, you home with a computer and you still complain. Why? You know what them people find out? I can't be my own boss. I need a boss. I need somebody watching over me. I need somebody to tell. I mean, you off from work, you getting paid, and you still miserable. Because it's not within ourselves to make ourselves happy. I need some help. Do anybody need some help? Isaiah 53:6 read.
All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way.
We have turned everyone to his own ways. Now what he did is he carried our sorrows. He bore our griefs. But you turn to your own way. Now, they can say what they want to say about all the stuff that's going on now in the world, about this virus and so forth, but God taking care of us. Amen. I got people calling me like I'm finna die. I'm good. Matter of fact, I guess they want me to start checking up on them. I'm good. You ain't got to check up on me. I'm covered. Y'all love the life, feel good. Good God. I serve a good God. Anybody serve a good God? He'll take care of you. In the time of trouble, he's a very present help. They CNN today, they made a headline. You know, this the peak. Apostle prophesied to I think the Passover is the 8th. That's tomorrow, and it's supposed to be a great death number tomorrow. It's high now, but it's supposed to be something different on the 8th. And so they put on the news today, oh, the most people that's dying is the African Americans. That's what they put on the paper, TV today. I'm so glad I'm covered under the blood. I ain't even no African American. Now run and tell that. I ain't no African American. I ain't no Negro.
Yes, sir.
So I ain't covered under matter of fact, when I got saved and I surrendered to God, he changed my DNA. So I'm in here, I'm a child of the King. I ain't in no human race. My being is in him. Tell somebody we covered under the blood. I ain't got time to be tipping out now. Ain't no time to be backsliding now. Something wrong with you. You still want to tip, and it's an invisible enemy out there. He'll speak at the booth with you. The male people coming with masks on and gloves on. The UPS throw your package on the floor, on the porch, and they look like they can't drive off fast enough. Like, I ain't Corona. You got Corona. I'm sealed until the day of redemption. Anybody here know what I'm talking about? If you ever needed to get closer to God, the time is now. This ain't no time to be playing now. They staying home and dying. We going to church and having a good time. Y'all love the Lord? Listen, now all these people dying at home. Ain't none of us died in the church. We're talking about the real church now. You got to be baptized in Jesus' name. You got to have the Holy Ghost speaking in tongues, and you got to live a holy life. I'm talking about the real church. I ain't talking about the professing church. Do y'all love the Lord? Let's make it plain. Let's make it plain. Somebody tell the Lord, thank you, Jesus. You know, everybody say they saved now, but are you covered now? Because whatever going on out there, you act like it can't come through the walls of your house. I don't need no mask. Well, I'll put my mask on right now. Jesus. That's my mask. Everybody put your mask on. Jesus. That's our mask. We got it on. All we got to do is just call him. He covered. I got my mask. K9. What they call it? 9-pack. What's the name of that mask? N95. I got my N95 mask. Jesus. That's my N95. Everywhere you see me walking, I got it on. It's just invisible. Just like the enemy invisible, my God is invisible. Somebody put your mask on. Jesus. We walk around with it. Every time you see us, we got on our mask. Well, we just call his name. Y'all love the Lord? I want to be saved. So his whole purpose was for us. Well, none of it for himself. Can you believe your whole salvation, even though you're the one that's getting saved, but it ain't about you. It's really for somebody else. It's for Jesus and you helping somebody else. But when you center everything around yourself, when you center even his process, you want to be a leader, then you're going to go through what leaders go through. Do y'all love the Lord? You need to find your place and you need to stay in your place. And then you can grow in your place. And you're not going to grow without pain. It's not going to grow. I'm looking at them, Mr. Stephen has been planting some plants in the yard. A neighbor brought that guinea hen weed. Is it still living? You know, different plants in the yard. Some of them live, some of them don't. You go out there, one of the plants needs some water every day. Another plant don't drink at all. He's going to get his own drink. You know, what's that aloe? That aloe, Mr. Terry ran over with the lawnmower. Ran over with the lawnmower and talking about somebody else already cut it. He ran over, And I said, oh man, Mr. Terry ran over my aloe plant, and then about 2 or 3 weeks later, popping back up. I said, You got to be that person. I don't care how they knock you down. Tell somebody you got to get back up. Now, I walked over there and looked with after that. I said, man, he just looked like he matched the button low, too. And I ain't see no sign. I looked like a casket of the aloe that was buried. And 2 or 3 weeks later, the thing popping back up. That's the one I got from Cuba. You're going to cast me down, but I'm coming back up. Tell somebody I've been knocked down, but I'm coming back up. I'm coming back up. Why? Because that's what my Lord and Savior came back up. And we're going to be just like him. Tell somebody I'm down now, but I'm coming back up. I'm coming back up. I ain't worried about no corona. Corona ain't none of our test. That ain't none of our test. You might be somebody's test. We ain't worried about it. We covered by corona. Corona can't do nothing. We got our masks on all the time. Y'all love the Lord? Don't jazz it up. You know I'm casual. I seen a whole ministry of people emotionalized and not at home. I seen ministry grow the masses, but not at home. Not at home. All this time we talking about we believe in you, we trust you, you take care of us. You can't even come to the house of worship. You can't even come and tell him thank you. You're home and then you sit home and die. I ain't even gambling when I come to church. This is my city. I was glad when they said unto me, let us come to the house of the Lord. Somebody tell the Lord thank you. Some of y'all who wouldn't normally come to church, you come to church now. Why? Because you got some sense. Turn on the TV. They died. They died at home. Matter of fact, you got it too bad, the hospital won't take you. They send you back home. Give you some medicine, say go home. When you can't hardly breathe, then you come here. We put you on the respirator. Ventilator. Yeah, the same family, man. Ventilator. They put you on something to help you breathe. Is that the life machine? The ventilator is the life machine. Oh. Tell the Lord thank you. Isaiah 53:7. Now, a lot of times you live a life and you think that you don't supposed to ever feel down or feel like you're going through something. Isaiah 53:7, he didn't say we were, he said he was oppressed. Read.
He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth.
So now he's defining human emotions, and by the example, he's telling us how to deal with it. Tell somebody, shut up. Shut up. You just can't shut up. He didn't say, oh, I'm God in the flesh and I ain't feel no pain, I didn't feel no temptation, I ain't feel nothing. The Bible says he was oppressed and he was afflicted. Now, I'm trying to understand this, afflicted. We need to look up that word, afflicted. Somebody tell the Lord thank you. And in this process, we understand that God is doing something for us, afflicted, often repeated pain. Somebody got it? Afflicted with continual or often repeated pain, either of body or mind, suffering grief or distress of any kind, followed by it, afflicted. So now, it's giving you a definition. So you mean to tell me Jesus felt affliction in his body? Now, you know, those of you that often call a ride with, you understand often ride us. You know, those of you that often ride with, you understand what it is to wake up with pain, inflammation in your body. One of the things when I started the alkaline electric wave, inflammation was strong, and when I started eating non-hybrids and letting go of meat and so forth, and it wasn't, people saw weight loss, but they understand when you go through the mucus, when the mucus coming out of your body and so forth, and people would have thought that we had corona. You know, the mucus coming out your body, your eyes itching, your nose running, you know, and then it was pains in my feet and in my legs and so forth. And then as that mucus began to come out, the pain began to leave. There was things that I thought that was just there. So it was a natural process that I had to do in order to survive and get this pain out of my life. Now Jesus is giving us an example of this process. What verse we at? The 7th verse. Read.
He was oppressed.
He was oppressed.
And he was afflicted.
He was afflicted.
Yet he opened not his
Now
mouth.
he's giving you the answer to the solution. Yet he opened not his mouth. Will you just shut up and pray? Even you explaining it, you explaining it in grief, you explaining it in murmuring, you explaining it in complaining. So it didn't say that he wasn't oppressed. He was oppressed. He had pains, which his affliction was carry our grief. Have you ever been around somebody and they just grieve you? He was carrying the whole world's grief. And then on top of that, he carried the world's grief and they despised him and rejected him. So what was the solution? He opened not his mouth. He opened not his mouth. Even people, when you're fighting in your mind, you're fighting in your flesh, and you're complaining because you really saying, I don't supposed to have no fight. That's what you're not even acknowledging the fight. I got to fight, but I ain't giving in. Tell somebody I'm fighting, but I ain't gave in. So you don't supposed to be living like you don't supposed to have no fight at all. You're going to have a fight. And you don't even, people complaining and they winning. How you going to be winning a battle and then you complaining like you losing? The devil trying to get you to do something. It's on your mind. You can feel it in your flesh, but you ain't doing it. Tell somebody you winning. And don't even know it. Because you living like, is this something supposed to happen to me? Why this stuff on my mind? Why the devil fighting me in my mind? Why my flesh just turning on me? Why all this stuff happening? Because you fighting. You ain't doing it. Because in the flesh, people do what they feel. Do y'all love the Lord? Amen. Tell him thank you. He was oppressed and he was afflicted and he opened not his mouth. I want to be saved more than anything in this world. And being saved is not being popular. Everybody ain't gonna love you. Isaiah 53 and 83.
He was taken from prison and from judgment. And who shall declare his generation? For he was cut off out of the land of the living. For the transgression of my people was he stricken. And he made his grave with the wicked.
He made his grave with the wicked. He went down that hill. Read.
And with the rich in his death. Because he had done no violence, neither was any deceit in his mouth. Yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him.
Oh, hold up. Well, you better play some music. Yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him. Oh.
Yes, Lord.
I know whoopings ain't good.
Come on, Bishop.
Whoopings don't feel good. I remember some whoopings that I got anybody remember some whoopings when you got? You know, can't nobody whoop you like that today, but you remember when you got a whooping at home? Did anybody learn a lesson from a whooping? Somebody tell me what lesson you learned from what whooping? Have any of y'all ever walked in the house and you were told not to do something, and then they call you in the house, get in this house. And you get in the house and you go walking in fast, and they take the belt and hit you in the back. Wow! Yes, sir. Oh! Oh yeah. You know, I found out I was a track star. That's when I found out I was a track star. I didn't know I was that fast. I started running track at school. You know, I said, man, I must be pretty fast. Can't nobody catch me. You know, man, I was scared of my grandma. I was scared of my mom. They looked like they had some heavyweight champion hands. Knockout. What do God have to do to make you learn a lesson? Look what's going on in the world now. Matter of fact, today, channel level has decreased. Yeah. And they just opened it up where they can go. They ain't social distancing no more. They done went back. The first thing everybody went to do was when they have a good time, party. The nation today went to party. It's like all this stuff happened. And who repented during this time? Who came back to God? Who surrendered during this time? You know, they already ready. The only reason they ain't had no corona party because they scared they're going to go to jail. But when they ease up with all this stuff, somebody going to have a corona party. Somebody going to have a COVID-19 party. Somebody going to have a party I got over. But who repented? Who went through the seasons and their mind changed? Who got a little closer to God? That's what this stuff designed to do. We're supposed to be bowing down before Him, crying out to Him. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Or man, it done eased up now. I'm going back to my same old life. Yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him. Read.
He hath put him to grief. When thou shalt
He
make
have put him to grief. Tell somebody, quit blaming it on the devil. That's your problem. That's your problem. You sitting up there looking at the devil, got me him. I'll be living better than this. I know you wouldn't. Because you don't know how to pick out the wrong thing. Love the one you're with. And nobody said amen. Love the one you're with. The honeymoon is over. So y'all love the Lord. Tell the Lord, thank you, Jesus. Is it in your heart, no matter how this thing turn out, I'm going to be with Jesus? When all is over with, where you going to be? What's going to happen when everything go back to normal? And normal may not be normal. When virus has left town for a minute, what you going to do? Lord, I praise you. I'm so glad I came into this with a relationship with God. Now, some people don't get a relationship with God doing this, which is good too. But I came in this with a relationship with God. I got used to a hostile environment. In Alabama, they took me to jail. And since I was ready, the mind has to be ready for whatever coming at you. So instead of just fighting in my mind, I said, well, if they put me in jail, then God want me in there because somebody never be saved. Amen. I was ready to go in there and preach. So I'm sitting, I walked up to the officer, put my hand out. He said, what are you doing? I said, this is what you're supposed to do when you put your handcuffs on? He said, put your hands down. I said, well, you arrested me, ain't you? He said, well, told you we don't want to do this now. They're making us do this now.
Hallelujah.
Yes. I said, I want no part of this. So, and then he said, okay, you can go. And so I'm walking. I said, well, which way to the, I'm walking with his cell at, which way to go to the cell? He said, where you going? I said, well, at the cell this way. He said, when you get out of here, get out. Go out the door. I said, oh, I can go. I thought it was one of the TV shows, they let you escape from the pursuit. You know, Apostle and the bishops were with me at the time, you know. I said, listen, now, you know, maybe I better go out first so they won't shoot me in the back. So, y'all love the Lord? But in my mind, I was ready. I was ready. Justin can tell somebody you got to be ready. You expect the worst, but you hope for the best. You be walking in there, I'm supposed to be the best, and when the worst comes, what does it sound? When I walk in, you already walking now. I know this finna act crazy. I know, I already know. I already know what's going down. You know, when I come in, when I walk in the door, I already know what's finna happen. So, you know, you used to be going in and thinking about everything finna be right. No, I already know. Just about I already know. You supposed to already know. But you always had some fantasy thing in your mind. Well, it's going to be a better day today. I think he died too, with the deal with us. Lean on me, lovely day. He died too. God bless the dead. I'm so glad I got my anti-corona on me.
Hallelujah.
Y'all love the Lord? Amen. People scared. How in the world you get scared and run from God? The world, and to be honest with you, now I'm looking at this thing, look like it's really designed to come at the churches. Because, I mean, they're still in the stoves, they're still going to all these other places, and when you're in Walmart, they ain't doing no social distancing. If there's some toilet paper over there, and everybody's gonna stand in line and get their roll. Yeah, you gotta stand in line now. They ain't gonna let you go there and buy 10 of them. You're gonna get one. You're gonna stand in line. They ain't no 6 feet apart. And then, matter of fact, somebody goes, hey, you better get back. They'll touch it. And some of them, they fighting. Oh, so who told you was gonna have diarrhea? I mean, they buying toilet paper. I ain't got no diarrhea. I have to go to the bathroom normal. Any of y'all got diarrhea? I mean, the first thing everybody started doing was buying toilet paper. But who said so? Corona make you have diarrhea? Huh?
It came from China. They toilet paper. Bringing stuff over here. That's what they told me on the job.
They told you what?
They make it in China, and they wasn't gonna send it back over here. You know
Make it what?
The toilet paper.
They make everything over there.
I know that's what they were saying.
The mass is coming from over there.
Yes.
Everything coming from over there.
So everybody
You know, that ain't nothing new. When I was a little boy, everything on the shelf, you look at the bottom of it, made in China. It was in Woolworth. You go to Woolworth, everything made in China. You can go to Walmart, you can look on the bottom of it, read a little bit of writing, made in China. I ain't worried about nothing coming from China. I'm just trying to understand where the toilet paper thing came from. Any of y'all running to the bathroom? All right then. So you just doing what everybody else do. Tell the Lord thank you. I want to be saved. I want to be saved. I want to be saved. I got so much to thank the Lord for. I wrote this now in this section. I wrote down, I got so much to thank the Lord for. I got so much to thank the Lord. 1 Peter 2. Somebody tell him thank you. I got to tell him thank you. Man, look how he covered us in this season. You got your thing that you're dealing with personally, but look how he covered you. They want the grief part off, your fantasy. And then you start longing for what he took from you and what you longing to have things the way you want it. You don't see how you are? I don't even want what I want. I have to deal with what he gave me. You can lose a whole lot of things, but I ain't lost my salvation. You can live, you're going to find, he'll make you understand. You can live without some things, but you can't live without Jesus. He said, I brought you this way to humble you and to prove to you what's in your own heart. I'm going to prove to you what's inside of you. Do y'all love the Lord? Amen. Let's go to Deuteronomy, the 8th chapter. And the 2nd verse. What does it say?
And thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy God led thee 40 years in the wilderness.
It said, now I'm leading you. And how am I leading you? Read.
To humble thee.
To humble thee.
And to prove thee.
I'm going to prove thee.
To know what was in thine heart.
What I'm going to prove to thee? I'm going to prove to you what's in your heart. Read.
Whether wouldst keep his commandments or no.
I'm going to prove to you whether you're going to keep my commandments or not. Read.
And he humbled thee.
And he humbled thee. Did the test humble you? Or did you get mad? Or did you become bitter? Read.
And suffer thee to hunger.
He put you on a fast. Because they see they got their little extra EBTs now. They're going to get some crabs and some shrimp. You know, they finna eat extra. They say, I humbled thee, suffered thee to hunger. Read.
And fed thee with manna, which thou knowest not.
Now, I fed you with manna. I didn't let you live the normal. I didn't let you feast the normal. I'm going to teach you how to live. That's the way I had to learn how to live when I gave up eating the way I wanted to eat. I had to learn how to eat the way he wanted me to eat. In life, he's going to show you. He's going to prove to you. You can sit here and go buggy all you want. He said, but I'm going to feed you with what you ain't used to. And that's how you're going to survive. Ain't nobody got to treat you right. As long as I got it right with him. Everybody ain't going to love you. Everybody ain't going to like you. You're going to win some and you're going to lose some. He said, I'm going to feed thee with manna, which thou knewest not. I'm not going to do it the way you want it to be done. I'm going to do it a whole different way. Read.
Neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Lord doth man live. You're
going to find out that I need Jesus. But I got so much to thank the Lord for. 1 Peter 2 in the Bible. Somebody tell the Lord, thank you, Jesus. Somebody please tell him thank you. Just tell him thank you. You've been good to me. I got to just tell him thank you. Has he been good to anybody? He's been good to me. He's been good to me. I've been hurt, but he's been good to me. I've been suffering, but he's been good to me. He's too good for me to turn. He's too good for me to change. He's been good to me. I got to tell him thank you. Anybody got to tell him thank you? I got to tell him thank you. Everything ain't going the way I want it to go, but I got to give him praise. I got to give him honor. I got to give him glory. I got some folk that don't like me and people that just don't agree with me, but he been good to me. He been good. He keeping us right now. Somebody ought to tell him thank you. He's thankworthy. Even your grief and suffering. He's thankworthy. Why? Because he's with you. People in your life right now hurt you right now. Things going on right now. The only thing you got, he said, I'll never leave you. I'll never forsake you. I know you're hurting. I know you're going through. I know you've been rejected. I know you've been despised. I know things ain't going the way you wanted to go, but I'll never leave you. Corona every way, but I ain't gonna leave you. It ain't gonna come nigh thee. That's for the world and sinful folks. That's what that's for. He covered us on his blood. The blood is on the doorpost. Where the doorpost? It ain't out there on no blood. It's in my heart. It's on the doorpost. The blood is on the doorpost. I took my communion. Do y'all love the Lord? Do anybody here got a reason to tell him thank you? I got a reason to tell him thank you. I don't act like everybody else. I don't operate. I ain't as smart as you. I can't even do it like you. But I'm good enough for God. That's all that matters. I'm good enough for him. I'm just right for him. I'm blessed over the Lord. You might not want me, but he wants me. I got a reason to tell. It's thank words. It's thank words. It's thank words. Listen, I prepare a table for you in the presence of your enemies. It's Lord, I gotta tell you thank you. I got enemies all around. Lord, I want to tell you thank you. Because he said, I'll never leave you. I will never forsake you. Lord, I thank you. You sit here plotting to have your way. You think people in sin living better than you. Something wrong with your mind. Something wrong with you. They in sin, and you lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. Ain't nobody like Jesus. Have you been intimate with him? You gotta get intimate with him. You just around here speaking in tongues. Have you got close enough to him? Have you gone into that secret place of the Most High? You better than a cup of coffee. He said, peace I leave you, not as the world leave you. I ain't gonna give you the peace that the world calls peace. So I'm gonna give you some peace in me only. In the world you're gonna have tribulation, but in me you're going to have peace. I'll give you peace in the midst of your trial. The worst thing you can do is you fall into the hands of an angry God. You're sitting here, he's showing his love, and you're still desiring to have that. I ain't going back. And I ain't talking about the world, I'm talking about to me. I ain't going back to what I want. I want what he wants me to have. Any way you bless me, I will be satisfied. As long as it comes from you. I found out I can wrong the wrong. So sick of me. He had to make me over. He had to make me another. And the Spirit of the Lord came and made me another man. Lord, I'm going to tell you that. Not a popular man. Matter of fact, despised and rejected. Just like him. Lord, I want to tell you that. 1 Peter 2:19.
For this is thankworthy, if a man for conscience toward God endure grief, suffering wrongfully.
So this environment don't frighten me because I've been living like this all the time. And the enemies wasn't invisible. They were visible. You got folk in the church desiring visible enemies. Oh, I still want that. That's just like telling Corona, come on back here. Come on, Corona.
My Lord.
You got visible enemies. You know what? I really would like. You know, I'm missing Corona. I know it's possibly kill me, take me out. But I still want them. Nah. If you gonna try to take me from God, you become my enemy. Everything focused on shut the church down, shut the church down, shut the church down. So why is that coming up so? Because the thing, the whole design, because right now the church is the hindrance to Satan. The only reason he can't just go and just have his way because he's young Holy Ghost people. When you listen to him, tell somebody we still got power to cast out devils. We got power to lay hands on the sick and they shall recover. We hindering Satan. Because if we wasn't here, he'd just be rampant. It'll turn to the planet of the apes. We better thank God we are going to church and giving God some glory and praying. Better thank God somebody praying. Matter of fact, Wednesday evening, the Apostle wants the whole organization in prayer at 6. Prayer at 6. So y'all be there at 6. Tomorrow, want the whole organization in prayer at 6. That's already our time, but why? Because it's the Passover, it's the 8th. And some things can happen tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Tell somebody better be in your place. 1 Peter 2:19, read. Don't let myself down. Sister Rose, I want y'all here at 6 a.m. in the morning. I don't care if you got to spend the night. 6 a.m. in the morning. 12 tomorrow. 1 Peter 2:19.
For this is thankworthy, if a man for conscience toward God endure grief, suffering wrongfully.
This is thankworthy. If a man for conscience toward God endure grief and suffering wrongfully. Suffering wrongfully. It just says suffering. Yeah, they're wrong. But the Lord said, tell me thank you. Tell me thank you anyhow. Yeah, they're wrong. They nasty, they wrong. But God turned around and said, you want to remedy that?
Thank you.
Just tell me thank you. Go let myself. Just tell me thank you. This thank word. Quit looking at them, quit complaining. Just look to heaven and say, Lord, I thank you. That's a sign that God with you. Why? Because you've been despised and rejected wrongfully, just like him. So tell me thank you. You my child, growing up. Look what I raised up. They just like me. They are despised and rejected. See, we ain't worried about no corona. You still got to deal with them tests you were dealing with before corona came in. Somebody need to tell God, thank you. We covered. I got to come out of that state I was in before corona.
Yes, thank you, Jesus. Yes.
1 Peter 2:20, read. Don't let my side.
For what glory is it, if when ye be buffeted for your fault, ye shall take it patiently? But if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with God.
He said, now this is acceptable to God. He said, now you do right, and then they treat you wrong. He said, it's acceptable. You say, do the Lord know what's going on? Yes, it's God's will. But only his children. You can raise children, and then you can have obedient children, disobedient children. In the spirit realm, the difference in a member and a son or daughter, you can rebuke a son or daughter, and they're going to take it to heart. A member, they're going to take it personally. A son or daughter, they're going to respect, what you say. I don't care, you got these little kids around here, you whoop them, they cry, they get mad. Any kids in here got a whooping today? Really got a whooping today? I better not see it. And I catch y'all whooping on something. Who got a whooping today? Oh, that's both. And I call it brother. Both. No, that's the preacher. Both and the preacher. Bug got a whooping today? See, when he leaves, he's going with his mama. When she leaves, hey, mama, hey, where you going? He over at my house, you know, walk in the room. Hey, Papa, what do they call you? Sugar mama wants. I said, one, you knock on my door. You don't know me like that, you know. And who is Sugar Mama? I don't even know her. Sugar Mama wants you. I said, who is Sugar Mama? She said, that's me. Well, how you call my wife Sugar Mama? What's in my bedroom? Hey, Sugar Mama wants you. I know who came to the house. When I'm naming people like I do now. I do the naming people. Y'all love the Lord? I name all my grandchildren, got a little code name for them. I call them something else. So when Buck and Caitlin came on, I said, Buck and the preacher. Y'all love the Lord? Jesus was mocked. We need to look at his life. And all of this stuff could be pushing you to conform to him, or is it pushing you to conform to you? You and number two, masters. God and the devil. And you ain't in charge of neither one of them. You either gonna be with God or you with the devil. You ain't got no category, no, I'm with me. But you under one of them. Somebody in control. Matthew 27 and 27. Read, I'm about finished. Jesus was mocked. Read.
Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus into the common hall and gathered unto him the whole band of soldiers. And they stripped him and put on him a scarlet robe.
Now look, we finna read how they treated him. Read.
And when they had platted a crown of thorns, they put it upon his head and a reed in his right
They
hand.
put a crown of thorns on his head and a reed in his right hand. Now look what they did now.
And they bowed the knee before him.
They bowed down before him. They kneeled down before him and did what?
And mocked him.
And mocked. What did they say?
Saying, Hail, King of Jews.
They mocked him. I wonder what people are doing today. They mocked him. And then what else they did?
And they spit upon him.
And they spit upon him. What you think about what you're going through? Child of God. They mocked him. They bowed down before him. Hail, the King of the Jews. And they spit on him and did what?
And took the reed and smote him on the head.
Took it and hit him in the head. Hit him on the head, which they just put a crown of thorns on. Took the reed and hit him on the head, child of God. child of Jesus. Read.
And after that they had mocked him, they took the robe off from him
Took his robe off.
and put his own raiment on him and led him away to crucify him.
They did all that to him. The whole process. Go down here to the 37th verse. What it say?
And as they came out, they found a man of Simon by name, whom they compared to bear his
Now here it
cross.
is. God in the flesh. Cross is so heavy. To Simon, that's the only, when you look at the world's perspective of biblical patriarchs, this is the only one that they specifically put as a black man. And Simon, they made him come and help carry Jesus' cross. So what is the significance of that? He's showing you, you're going to need some help. I don't know what these people going to do sitting home. I don't know what these people who going to do who's leaning to their own understanding. He didn't design it where you could do this by yourself. So Jesus, by an example, because he's our example, he carrying the cross, the rugged cross, after they beat him. After they took the reed and smote him in the head, so the thorns mashed him down, so blood flowing down like sweat. And he carried God in the flesh. He was very man. He was all man too. He didn't let divinity step in and just take over and say, let me just go through this and don't feel nothing, and so forth. Till Simon had to help him. Tell somebody, you're going to need some help. You're trying to do this in your pride. You're trying to do this in your emotions, in your thinking process. You're going to need some help. If Jesus needed some help to carry his cross, tell somebody you're going to need some help to carry yours. You're going to need some help. Because when you ain't feeling right, you can't be thinking right. You go to thinking crazy. You know how our mind will just go someplace. Oh, you know what? This something might turn out this way, or they over here plotting over here. You know how Shanice be doing. You know how Shanice. I said I wasn't gonna call her name, and I done did it already. So she probably knows. So everything you talking to me, you know, she's coming. Hey, was she talking about me? Hey, she's gonna wait down the church. So the whole message was about me, man. The whole Bible study was for me. Was I on your mind when you called this scripture out? I get that about once or twice a week. I stopped her from calling me. She the only person I allow. She got to talk to me face to face. But she ain't gonna be calling me no more than 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. You know? Was I on your mind when you was doing Bible study? You called me 3 o'clock in the morning. I said, well, you could only talk to me face to face. I'm not answering no phone for you. If she borrow any of y'all phone, I'm not gonna answer. And when you call, I ain't gonna answer for you neither. Because I'm gonna take us up. But she get your phone and have it saying restricted. I said, oh, this is Shanice right now. They said restricted. I said, oh, that's she borrowed other people's phone because she don't even want you to know that she called me neither. Y'all love the Lord? So she privileged to talk to me face to face. She tell me face to face. Y'all love the Lord? If Jesus needed help, now notice, they compelled him. That means they forced Simon to go there and help Jesus bear his cross. And I often share with people, I can only imagine, Jesus done failed, but this thing is too heavy, and then he could feel somebody else carrying the burden. This God in the flesh, and then looking over, and then I can only imagine him looking over and seeing this man that he created, and this man helping him. So, have you ever fathomed your cross is actually helping him? Because we can crucify him afresh today. Hebrews 6:6. So, is it really yours alone? Or is it two creatures helping one another? Hebrews 6:6.
If they shall fall away, to renew them again unto repentance, seeing they crucify to themselves the Son of God afresh, and put him to an open shame.
How do they do that? Because they don't want to carry the portion of the cross.
My Lord.
No, I ain't finna go through this. I ain't gonna take this. They ain't gonna keep treating me like the sin. I ain't finna go through the sin. I ain't finna, no, I ain't finna live like this. I don't have to take this. That's what they say. They thinking crazy. No, I ain't like the rest of them. No, they just, Bishop a nice man, but I ain't finna go through this. No. I ain't weak-minded. Most of them weak-minded. I'm so glad I got a mind that depends on Christ. I'm going to confess, I'm weak-minded. The fella said, the reason why they go to Jesus is because they weak-minded. They can't handle stuff out here. Well, I'm so glad you call me weak-minded all you want. Matter of fact, you done took my mind. This mind is in Christ Jesus. Y'all love the Lord? Matthew 10:38. I'm about to finish. Tell the Lord thank you, Jesus. Since everybody home, so that's why I started. I'm so glad that Brother Mike and the crew got the live stream going and so forth. Since everybody's sitting home, you can listen to us. Tell the Lord thank you, Jesus. Matthew 10:38, what's that?
And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me.
So now, you're going to have to take your portion of your cross. Because you're not really alone, because he said, I'll never leave you. The thing about the Lord, because he expressed anger when he came into the temple and they were selling in the temple, he expressed anger. So that's why you have that little stipulation in there, be angry but sin not. Why? Because he got angry. He didn't know no sin, but he did get angry. So he understands humanity can get angry. He said, I got angry, went to knocking over tables. He said, so let's not let that be to death. Be angry, but sin not. So now, he said, he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. Why? Even though the cross became heavy, he got some help. It's the person that trying to do all this themselves. Somebody had to push me to the Holy Ghost. Them sisters would act on me. Oh man, just believe. Jesus. Call on Jesus and all crazy stuff on my life. Jesus. You don't know when it's gonna break through. Even when you're saved and you need you hear, but you know you need to be closer to God. Anybody here know that? Amen. So you speaking in tongues, but you ain't got no joy. I don't want to be sending him to finish some of God. I want all of him. Y'all love the Lord? Going through your tests and your trials. Mark 8:34. I'm trying to finish up here. Tell him thank you. I just want to be saved. I'm sorry that I can't please everybody. I just want to be saved. I'm sorry that everybody don't love me, but I just want to be saved. It don't matter. It don't matter. The end result is I just want to be saved. And I realize that being saved don't mean if y'all just leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. It don't work that way. Being saved is you're going to have tests regardless of what. He that ceases from sin suffer in the flesh. Mark 8:34, read.
And when he had called the people unto him with his disciples also, he said unto them, Whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself, and take up his cross, and follow me.
I got to follow him. But I can't follow him without a cross. I can't follow him without self-denial. Do anybody just want to be saved? Somebody just tell him that. I don't want freedom to kill me. I don't want just because ain't nobody around I can do my thing and nobody don't see me and I think I'm getting away with it. You tipping out on him. And you sleeping around on Jesus. When people don't even want truth, you call that whoring after other gods. Another Jesus. They're whoring after another Jesus. Oh, I ain't got to go to church. Now they got them a religion now. Oh, I ain't got to assemble together. I don't have to go to the building. We good. But how we going to touch and agree? How you going to touch and agree? I shared with them, this ain't the first time. Leprosy was something that they had to do the social distancing. You couldn't be around. When a leper comes, everybody had to walk on the other side of the street. Jesus went to the leper's house. And then he told the disciples, he said, go to the leper, cleanse the leper, heal the sick. He told the disciples, you go and cleanse the leper. Go and lay your hands on that leper. They want Corona to leave. Let us go and lay hands. Well, some of y'all did not lay hands. Well, some of us need to go and lay hands on Corona folks. I ain't scared. They won't even let us in the hospital. Lay hands on the sick and then shall recover. I wonder, can we sneak in the hospital? There's some tunnels up under there. We can sneak in now. Minister Lampman and Minister Thrift and Minister Derrick and Leo and them, they love that evangelism. We can go on out there and find one of them underground paths at the hospital and go and lay hands on people. Y'all love the Lord. They get up the next day and say, I'm ready to go home. Unplug me from what the machine is? The ventilator. Take your ventilator off. Then you get it to somebody else. Now they're talking about hooking two people to one. 2 Corinthians 4:10. Tell somebody I just want to be saved. We're going to pray before we leave. We're going to pray. This ain't the time to be drawn back on God. 2 Corinthians 4:10. Read what it says.
Always bearing about in the body the dying of the Lord Jesus, that the life also of Jesus might be made manifest in our body.
Read that again. 2 Corinthians 4:10. What it say?
Always bearing about in the body the dying of the Lord Jesus, that the life also of Jesus might be made manifest in our body.
You got to learn how to be good with who He making you. I'm good with the way He made me. I'm good with it. It don't fit in with the status quo, but I'm good the way He made me. I don't have the life that some others have. I don't have the agreement in life that a lot of people portray. But I'm good with what He made. Even in the church environment, I'm not a norm even to the assembling of together. I'm not the person that run around and just be dancing and shouting. But I know I got a relationship with God. You got to know. I'm fully persuaded that I got one. Even if I don't shout, and so forth, I know what I got going on with Him. He done brought me to my rescue too many times till he raised me up and I don't look like the rest of the children. Don't act like all of the children. I'm a little more melancholy. When trouble comes, I'm watching. God rise up in me when trouble comes. When trouble comes, it rise up. I can't be shouting because I'm observing. I'm looking. I'm watching. I'm looking because right in the middle of a greater anointing, Satan, when the sons of God came to present themselves to the Lord, Satan was there also. So I'm watching. I'm looking. I ain't dancing. I'm looking. Because you can look out there and then you can see old Slewfoot. Slewfoot, you over there dancing, Slewfoot looking at your pocketbook. That Lord got him right now. Don't you have a hamburger and their sneeze might come out. Go swipe or go. The hamburger misses, y'all can get through shower. Y'all love the Lord? I just want to be saved. Because when it's all over with, I still want to love God. I still want to love his people. And I still want to love souls. I don't want to never lose the evangelism part of my ministry. I don't want to lose that. We got to love souls, and I want to love God. They don't have to love me back. I got what I need. And it makes you different. I know I'm made different because I don't respond like other people. I'm not all that emotional and so forth. But I got me something going on with Jesus. When he took me out of the world, he took my joy from the world and he put it in him. He put it in the church. So I don't respond. You know, my wife comes and says, oh, guess who just died? I said, oh. I said, okay. She said, did you just say that? I said, yeah, I heard you. I said, so-and-so just died. She just shook her head and said, what kind of man is this? I mean, what am I supposed to do? You know, I go to my wife and tell her somebody, what? What? You know, I mean, so what they supposed to do? They supposed to rise from the dead? What? She said, so-and-so died. And I said, okay. All right. She said, did you hear this? I said, yeah. So-and-so died. You know, just pray for the family. I mean, unless you plan on going down there raising the dead. Go hollering ain't gonna do nothing. What? I remember when I used to leave town, and then Mr. Terry was going, Mr. Terry, he was like the obituary. Bishop, oh, so-and-so died, our classmate died. Like every time we leave home, somebody died. So that was my obituary. Mr. Terry was my obituary. He was trying to get me to remember people. You remember old Snoop Dogg? I said, who? You remember when we were coming up? I don't remember nothing. He had to show me a picture. I don't remember their name. I don't remember that. You know. Y'all love the Lord? Amen. This ain't the time to draw back. It's the time to be thankful. Why? Because even though I got stuff going on in my life, God's keeping me from the life. The life can't touch. Even though life ain't going, things ain't moving fast enough for you, wait on the Lord. Be of good courage. And he said, now just in case you forget, wait, I say, on the Lord. While you wait, just tell him thank you. I know you're going to work it out. You need to say that for yourself. I know you're going to work it out. I know you're going to work it out. I don't know how. I don't see it. I don't even feel it. Those of you that tearing for the Holy Ghost, I know you promised me the Holy Ghost. You pray a lot. I done repented. I I done changed my life. You say for the promises of to you and to your children. I know you're going to give me the overflow. That's what you're supposed to approach God. He's a rewarder to them that diligently seek him. I don't care how long he's got you waiting. He can't lie. You can't lie. I know you're going to do it. Tell somebody, God will work it out for you. You ain't going to feel it. You ain't going to see it with your natural eye. You got to tap into faith. I just believe it. I just believe he's going to bring me out of this. Let me tell y'all, I used to say to God, I say it sometimes now. I said, Lord, don't leave me like this. Don't leave me in this condition. I don't feel right. Lord, don't leave me like this. Lord, you got to come and do something for me. I said that before I was saved, and I said that after I was saved. Lord, don't leave me like this. Don't leave me thinking like this. Don't leave me feeling like this. Lord, do something for me. Somebody say, help me, Lord. Just help me. Help me. Just don't leave me the way I'm feeling, the way I'm thinking, what I'm doing. Just don't leave me in this condition. Do something for me, Jesus. You got to do it. I can't do nothing without you. I can't do nothing without you. I learned that. But your problem is you give God your big thing and you think you can handle your little thing. You're going to find out you can't do nothing. But they say you take one step and he take two. No, I can't even take the first step without Lord, I need you. I need you, Lord. Even now, I don't need you calling no corona. I need you just to live. I want to live for you. I don't want to live for me. I don't want to live in my feelings and my emotions and my heart. I don't want to live in... See, when the scripture says that he's going to give you the desires of your heart, so I was so excited when I read that, the desires of your heart. I didn't know he was going to change your heart, then give you the desires of your heart. Because I wanted a Mercedes, I wanted a split level house, you know, I wanted an SUV, I wanted a lot of money and be saved. That's what I wanted. He changed my heart. He changed it. The houses, I got another one and paid now $250 for it. Not a penny. Y'all love the Lord? He give you houses and land. He'll give it to you. When I was coming up, I was under Bishop Ross. Bishop Ross was a general contractor, a bishop, a pastor. He could do it all. And the Lord said, I want you to do that work. I said, Lord, I can't do what he do. This man will take a regular shack and turn it into a church. And all he buys is material. And the Lord said, I'm going to give you everything you need. I said, well, I'm going to need me a general contractor. I got me a Deacon Robert. Yes, He can take something raggedy and turn it into something. He turned that house over there into something. My goodness. I said, Deacon Robert, make sure. Y'all remember how this place, y'all remember we came in? Like the only thing they needed was, the next thing they needed was a match. And then the building would have been free. You know, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, it will return in about 5 minutes. We come in here and this wall was nothing. He built the whole wall. Yeah. Y'all love the Lord? Tell somebody, God will give you the desires of your heart. In my conclusion, let's look at the life of Jesus in Luke, the 2nd chapter. What did he do?
Now his parents went to Jerusalem.
I know prophetess, let me say the verse at least. I know. She's so deep, she know what verse on the book of Bible. Can I tell everybody else where we're going? Luke, the 7th chapter, the 41st verse. You know, when you round up prophetess, you know, they'll chop a head at you. Luke 2 and 41.
Now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast. And when they had fulfilled the days, as they returned, the child Jesus tarried behind in Jerusalem. And Joseph and his mother knew not of it. But they, supposing him to have been in the company, went in a day's journey, and they sought him among their kinsfolk and acquaintance. And when they found him not, they turned back again to Jerusalem, seeking him. And it came to pass that after 3 days they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the doctors, both hearing them and asking them questions. And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers. And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said unto him, Son, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, thy father and I have sought thee sorrowing.
Now, I want you to notice they lost him for 3 days. Now they had to seek him sorrowing. Whenever you have that distance from God or that mistake you make with God, you're going to seek him sorrowful. Now, 3 days they're searching for the child Jesus. They're searching for him. And they're seeking him sorrowfully. Now, here go the most obedient child. Now, finna speak something out of character of a 12-year-old. Luke 2 and 49, read.
And he said unto them, How is it that ye sought me? Wist ye not that I must be about my father's business?
Now, can you imagine this? You know, let me see. Bud probably do it with some mouth. Well, what you doing? Look, man, I'm taking care of my business. What you think Samantha's gonna do? Yeah, Samantha, I'm taking care of my business. The most obedient child turn around and say, I'm being about my father's business. And they really didn't understand it. Read.
And they understood not the saying which he spoke unto them.
Now, remember, Mary was the mother that recorded within herself everything she saw this child do. Now, it's not written the things that he's done as he's growing up, but by the time he went, well, we say the first miracle, the first written miracle was at the wedding, where the water was wine. That was the first. But for some reason, Mary told him at 30 years old, now 12 years old, he's talking this way. And now she didn't understand it. But by the time he was 30 years old, she walked into that wedding and she said, whatever he tell you to do, that's what you do. So she hadn't had some type of experience. What I want you to see is God in the flesh, 12 years old. Read that Luke 2 and 50, read.
And they understood not the saying which he spoke unto them.
You gonna read?
And he went down with them and came to Nazareth, and was subject unto them.
Jesus was subject unto them. Now look what his mama did. Read.
But his mother kept all these things in her heart.
She within herself, she remembered everything that happened. Him growing up. She kept it in her heart. She kept it recorded in her heart. You know what? He's saying, I'm being about my father's business. I don't understand that right now, but down the road, let me see. Let me see. But the Bible says that God, 12 years old in the flesh, was subject to them. Why? because he was an example. God was subject to a creature that he created. The problem is, some people never get that total being subject to someone else. They still have an opinion. They still have an ideology of the way they feel and what they think. They don't never get that total. Every leader I've been under, I was subject to. I gave him me. I gave God me, and I gave that leader me. Because I knew they knew something that I didn't know. So I don't have no problem in being subject to God and a man. Sometimes men, it's hard for men to be subject to a man. But God in the flesh, subject to his natural mother and father. Were his guardians. He's subject to his guardians. So if Mary says, well, go in there and wash them dishes, I can only stand for them now. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and pick that wood up out there. He was subject. Have you totally surrendered to God and the man of God? Or is he just your preacher and not your pastor? Because a lot of people, all they really got is a preacher. They just want him to preach. You preach good, but don't get in my personal life. Don't be my pastor. My pastor gonna tell me when I'm wrong. He's gonna tell me what I need. He's gonna tell me. He's gonna tell me what I need and not what I want. He's gonna tell me the truth. Y'all love the Lord. I had to be subject to God and a man to really get this. Somebody tell the Lord thank you. Somebody tell him thank you. Have God been good to you? Has he been good enough to you to tell him thank you? Has he been good enough to you for you to glorify him? Has he been good enough to you? Now, it's personal now. It's personal. It's very personal. Because Corona is everywhere, and I believe the prayers of the saints. I believe our prayers can move stuff. I believe it can move Corona. I believe my praise can defeat that demon. I believe my worship can just man. I believe my worship is contagious. I believe the Spirit of God moving in him right now is contagious, right? You might catch it. You might catch it. You might catch it in him. Lord, I thank you. Somebody just worship him and giving him glory. Is he thankworthy? Is he thankworthy of all the stuff that you're going through, all the hell you're going through, all your work on? Is he thankful? Is he worthy enough for you to give him glory? And you still waiting on God. You're still waiting on him. But if he's worthy for you to give him your praise and your honor, your glory, can you give God some praise? Is he thankworthy? In spite of how they treated you, is he thankworthy? In spite of the fight that you got in your mind, is he thankworthy? Is he good enough for you to tell him thank you? Lord, at least you with me, at least you with me. Yeah, I got a fight in my life. Yeah, I'm weak and yeah, I'm going through, but at least you with me, Lord. I got to tell you thank you. Because the average person would have been left you. They would have been, ain't nobody would have tolerated you and put up with you the way Jesus put up with you. Ain't nobody would have took your mess that you dish out. You dish all this mess out to him. Nobody would have waited on you the way he waited on you. You know what you did. And he wouldn't leave you alone. Is he thankful? You know what's going on with this you right now. Is he thankful? Is he good enough to tell him thank you? Lord, you've been good to me. In spite of me. Let me change it. If they don't want to say nothing, Lord, you've been good to us. In spite of us, we got to tell you thank you. You've been good to us. Even now, while Corona running around, you done covered us. You done covered our families. Lord, we just got to tell you thank you. We ain't burying nobody. We still looking for souls to be saved. We ain't burying nobody. We still gonna give you the praise and the honor. And we looking for souls to be saved. Lord, I pray somebody gonna make the Holy Ghost. Jesus. Lord, I give you praise. I give you glory. I give you honor. Wouldn't nobody would have waited on you the way God waited on you. Wouldn't nobody would have took all that mess you did. But God, He waited on you. With your attitudes, your funny ways, your lasciviousness, your mistakes, and all your failures, He wouldn't give up on you. He waited on you. He waited on you. He the only one would have put up with all that mess you dissed out, and He's still calling on you, He's still loving on you, He's still bothering with you, He won't even leave you alone. You done failed Him again, and He's still coming at you. He's chasing after you. You left Him, He came back at you again. Is He thankworthy? I don't know nobody would have put up with me the way God put up with me. I think about all them 30 years before I got saved, all that mess I did. He could have took us any time. In the middle of your sin, He could have took you straight on the head. That's fine. I can't do it. The devil making all these accusations about you. The accuser of the brethren going day and night. Oh God, look at what they're doing. I said, no, that's mine. That's my child. The devil and his accusation. He said, I'll never leave them. I ain't leaving them. That's mine. I waited this far. I'm going to show y'all what I waited on. God ready to prove to the world who you are. Why He waited on you. Why He tolerated you. Why He kept loving you. You turned on Him, but He wouldn't turn on you. Somebody here knows it. You know I'm telling the truth. All the mistakes you made, and you still messing with your mind. Your mind can go all off, and God will bring you right back. Lord, I thank you. I want to know, is He thankworthy? I want to know, is He thankworthy? I want to know, is He thankworthy? Is He worthy to be praised? Can somebody give Him a praise? Can somebody give Him a personal praise? To my personal Jesus. Is He good enough for us to give Him the glory? And sounds like me can jump all around, but it won't come out me. It won't come out me. We see thousands all around us, but it won't come out me. I'm here to live, not die. Lord, I was glad when they said unto me, let's come into the house of the Lord. Lord, I thank you. He waited on you. Somebody who ought to know God loves you. You ought to know God loves you. You know all I said. He put on with you. You ought to know. He put on with your neck right now. He's still keeping you even now. He's keeping you even now. Lord, I thank you. He's worthy to be praised. Why? Somebody need to tell the truth. I know what I did. And he still loves you. He's still covering you right now. When they told me about the wreck to my in-laws' house, I thought about Serena. And I said, well, God covered it. Sometimes you be doing things and you don't even know why you're doing it. Because she be with the other grandparents want to be with us. But a car came and ran to their house. And right where they normally have Serena at. And the car came and ran and tore the house up. And that baby would have been sitting right there. God, man, you gotta know that he thankworthy. Yeah, probably don't even know why. Then let the baby go over there that night. Sometimes people don't even understand why you do what you do. People get mad sometimes because you be doing the will of God. You don't even be knowing you're doing. You don't know why, the reason. You ain't let the child go that night. But God did. You better let God have his way. That baby would have been gone. All of us would have been mourning. Yeah, it's all in the news. It's all it made the news, headline news. It was two felons. I guess they were running from the police and they ran into Miguel's parents' house. You know, and none of your family got hurt though. She all right? You know. And it must have was going about 100 miles an hour. You're going to tear the whole place up. And man, you don't never know when God comes. He's thankworthy. He's thankworthy. We ain't mourning no deaths. And God been good to us. It's all right. It's all right. All right. And little old Polk County look like, you know, how many of them died in Polk County? You know, and look, yeah, they got cases, you know, I don't know how many. Anybody know how many died in Polk County? 11, you know. In New York, I think they hit what? Over 3,000. You know, we got 11. Dan Sanborn, though, let's be around. That's the radio announcer. Dan Sanborn. You know, and he'll go to their funeral. They service of food, he'll go. Him and Felicia, don't let Felicia fool you. Felicia go to funerals too. They look like they want to go and just see their last rites or something. They just know about them, they gonna go to their funeral. I think I know them. Let me go to the funeral and see to make sure I know them. Deacon Brown going to eat. He's thinking about what's gonna happen afterwards. He's gonna eat a plate and he's gonna take one with him. Y'all love the Lord? Tell the Lord thanks. You don't be thankful because I told you. You better take that same spirit home and thank him in your house.